Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? This is Kay from Lunarlight Games, and thanks for dropping back in. Hello and welcome to our channel. If you're new, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Help us keep growing our channel, please. We are so close to hitting 800. We're only two away from hitting that magical number. So if you know anyone that has not subbed to our channel, and if you know they enjoy the same types of games that we've been playing, please forward our channel to them. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, let's go ahead and log in. Alright, so before I switched off my PS5 last night, I did have a chance to go back to the storage box and finally dupe all those amulets like I was hoping for. I did that for both Varric over here, and I also did it for Solus as well. Now I just need something to replace his regular accessory. You know what? Let's just have him use the Amulet of Willpower and Varric. What shall we have you use? Hang on here. Let me double check. Right, the superb amulet of Constitution. Let me just dupe that. Okay, I think we did that right. Excellent. Now we can get started with making sure we have all the amulets we could possibly want. I'm going to go ahead and sell some of these gray items. We don't need these. This save file for me is what I consider my New Game Plus save. So we're going to do every single thing that we can to get extremely OP. We no longer need these blue items. I am debating whether to keep some of these on hand. At least until we start getting blue and purple items. Yeah, it's no big deal. We can just hold on to these. We need some sort of... Never mind. I was looking for an upgrade, but we don't have any yet. Alright, so Varric is already decked out. Solus is as well. That only leaves Blackwall. But I think he'll be fine. I'm not in a huge rush to upgrade his stuff. Oh, by the way, I was looking through some of the various builds that we can use for Blackwall. And since we don't have to worry so much about his stats this time around, I'm going to focus on making him into a very different character. Let's see here. We're going to use Blackwall as a two-hander character instead now. So yeah, say goodbye to Sword and Board Blackwall. That means I'm going to have to rearrange some of his stuff. This means we no longer use weapon and shield. We're going to focus on this side over here and then work our way through these as well. Hang on. Let's take the Tactician's Renewal and we'll throw it on Blackwall to switch out his stuff. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. If they're way too OP, we'll switch over to the hardest difficulty and see how well everyone holds up there. All right, Blackwall, where is... Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and reset his points. Oh, by the way, let me go ahead and throw these in here as well. These other amulets of power are for Cassandra and Iron Bull. How far along are you, Mr. Critical? Alright, Blackwall, what are we using you for? First things first, we want to go down his champion route. This specialization is what turns Blackwall from just a regular boring character into one of the best defensive tanks ever. This over here, Walking Fortress, is great. Arguably among the best abilities he could possibly ever have. Don't take Focus Defense. Take this one over here, Siege Breaker. Every attack that strikes you while Walking Fortress is active increases your guard. So on top of getting invincibility, whenever he gets hit, he'll get his secondary barrier up. It's amazing. Alright, we'll take that, and then... I don't remember using Line in the Sand. I mean, it's somewhat useful. I'm going to take the time to improve some other stuff, though. You can always play with a default world setting in this game. It's not going to be, like, the best. Part of the appeal of this game is crafting your own history, which, unless you're willing to go through EA's website, that might be not an option then. This one seems kind of okay, but it also buffs enemies up. It's kind of like Berserk. Yeah, I would just leave this tree as is until we get the unlimited points from the amulet. So start off by making this tree like this. And then we're going to go down the two-handed side. No worries. I feel exactly the same way sometimes. This game, it rewards those who are patient, but at the same time, there are so many, like, missables. It's a trade-off if you want to get through the game fast. Alright, so we can either take Mighty Blow or Block and Slash. I never built any two-handed characters before, so this one's going to be new to me. Let me take something simple like Mighty Blow. Let me take this one as well, and then we're going to grab this one as well. Then I'm going to go over here. This one, this build, we want to take the Battlemaster tree just to get the Horn of Valor. But that might come later. I just want to improve Blackwall's guard. And also bring more attention to him. That works very well. Let me ensure he is as tanky as possible before we switch to anything else. Perfect. Alright, now to make sure that Blackwall has his correct items equipped. We no longer use sword and board. We're going to go for mainly his two-handed stuff. Let me get rid of these. You know, just for experimentation later on, I think we might bring in Cassandra or even Cole. You know, just for the sake of variety. Now, just because you upgraded your characters to the extreme limit doesn't mean they have access to every single ability that you give them. Because you still have to pick and choose which abilities you want on their active list. Alright, let's determine which ones we want. For sure we want Silas to attack using Energy Barrage. For maybe AoE crowd control, we'll use Static Cage with Lightning Cage. I'll set that to the back side here. I'm going to try to take something from every possible tree. We want him to continue using Barrier to set up. Dispel is better used on your own character. This is how you'll get rid of barriers, how you'll get rid of guard as well. Possibly best if you throw this on your own character. You could probably throw it on Solus as well. But since we are still playing on the normal difficulty, I'm not going to worry too much about this right now. If you need revival, here it is. In case your characters die. But let's see. We have access to all of the passives. Generally, I don't want Solus to be in the thick of things, so we're not going to be using this right here, Fire Mine. We're going to keep Immolate. Wall of Fire might be good to use around himself, but I'm going to move on to something else instead. This over here. We want Blizzard. Blizzard is almost like how it is in Diablo. You can use it to set up an AoE and keep enemies off of you. Which one do we want? It's probably best if we can continue chilling enemies, so this one's going to be set to... Let's do triangle. I wonder if he can use this to get away. I'm gonna throw it on just in case. We don't need wall of ice. And like I said before, we don't want him getting any close to other enemies. Now this side is truly interesting because Pull the Abyss is very OP for what it does. We can group enemies up together. That sounds amazing. And then... Are we out of points already? Blizzard, Fade Step, Lightning Cage. Yeah, I guess we're done as far as abilities go. Let's roll with this setup, and then if we don't feel like using this, we'll switch things up later. Yeah, we'll stick with this setup. Now, Varric's someone else that we need to set up as well, but his is a little bit harder to determine. I might just have to use a guide or something. Now, for sure, we want Varric with elemental mines. He plays a far more active role. Let's throw this on circle. And I think that's all I want from the Artificer. We don't use daggers at all. We want to focus mainly on subterfuge, sabotage, and archery. Probably not Shadow Strike, and probably not Evade. Stealth is very good. We're going to keep this one on. No, crap. Hang on. Did the wrong thing there. This goes on circle. This one's already equipped. Knockout powder. Do we want this one? I mean, it's another AoE. And more crowd control is always good. That's already back there. Over here, do we want more traps? Toxic Cloud, this one is extremely good. Let's throw this one on here. I'm going to use Contact Poison. There used to be an ability in this series of games called Walking Bomb. I don't know if they removed it in this game or if it's tied to something else. Anyway, let's focus on the archery tree. Full draw is very powerful. Let's keep that one on, and then what about the others? Leaping shot, that one's pretty good. And explosive shot. Hey, wait a minute. No, let's not use that one. Explosive shot will be matched to square. Full draw is already on. And we use leaping shot back here. Perfect. That is everyone for now. So what's the plan for tonight? Well, I want to get my other two characters OP as well. And in order to do that, we have to do a few things. If you want to unlock your specialization, you have to go over to the war table here. Go to the war table. There is an operation here. Or is it?
I have something for you, Commander. The soldiers the Herald rescued from the Fallermire arrived an hour ago.
Thank the Maker. We need good news.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to search for a particular thing. Here we go. Specializations for the Inquisitor. I can ensure instruction for the legions who want to join, but can we expect the Inquisitor to remain a leader while training with a subordinate? She is a figure of inspiration and should rightly be one of aspiration. Promoting a specialist from within the ranks seems lacking. With due respect to our people, the needs of the Herald are so specific, I recommend looking outside for the best combat specialist to be found.
Solus says it changed hands so many times, the original builders can't be traced. I read the House of Armitage once built a fortress in the vicinity 5 ages ago, but the records are lost.
Anyway, regardless of their affiliation, this is something that you have to complete if you want to start specializing. The circles may have dispersed, but we still have our contacts. There are powerful mages, not tied to the rebellion, who can offer training.
Let us begin.
The best of the best have been summoned. Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Thankfully, there is no wait time for that. Once you have done that, then you are free to tackle anything you want done. I'm going to start from the very top and we're going to work our way down. Acquire the Arcanist. What rewards can we get from this one? Okay. Results. What do we get? Aha! This one is another good mission. If you want to start crafting even more stuff, and you'll probably want to unlock rune crafting, you'll want to tackle this one. Skyhold has incredible potential for rune crafting and mastercraft smithing. If only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The war and the Venatori have claimed many experts, but we have located an Arcanist with great skill and a reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Andrastian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts, and at least 1 explosion have made landowners or landholders reluctant to allow her passage through their territory. It will take significant effort to bring her from Tantervale, but this Arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. It doesn't matter who you use or send, seeing as how it doesn't require any time. So let's just throw Leliana. She has been secured, despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages. She awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. That's another one completed. The search for the Hacked Rider. What will we earn from this one? As to the results, they are all the same. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Bellenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Camring. The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me. Just choose whoever's going to get it done fastest. The rewards are all the same. A magistrate courier. He has to be involved in something else. We will find out what.
Let's see what we have.
Next up, protect Clan Lavellan. Dallin. I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter magisters while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Lavellan. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe. A safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Who will provide the best benefit? Alright, according to our guide, the rewards are as follows. You will earn some gold. Do not send Josephine. She is the worst option here, even though she is the shortest. Depending on whether you use Leliana or Cullen, you'll unlock a different follow-up mission. So if we go down Leliana's route, we can unlock a further follow-up mission. So the key here is to send Leliana, then on the follow-up, send Josephine. Do not send Leliana twice. Because if you do send Leliana twice, it will just end the quest chain. Yeah, this one's a biggie because it leads to an even further mission, which will result in us getting... a new mount. I mean, that's cool. If you want to go down this quest chain, you'll get a new mount. Otherwise, if you go the other route with Cullen, let me see what happens with the other one. This is taking forever to load. It's not even loading correctly. What the heck? Alright, here we go. If you take Cullen's route, where does this lead? I hate how the wiki has so many ads now. It wasn't always that way. Yeah, this website used to be far better. Never mind, this pretty much plays out the same way, whether or not you take Liliana's route or Cullen's. I'm just going to wait for Liliana to get done, and then we'll send her on this one. Moving on to the next one. Strike a bargain with merchant princes. The allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thetis, a powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it. None of the other characters can participate, I guess. Just to be sure, let me have a look. This might be a Josephine-only mission. What shall we get if we send Josephine off by herself? And the website crashed because of all the ads. How nice. Okay. I've chosen a few dozen diplomats to handle the merchant princes. I will, of course, inspect everything we sign myself.
At your service.
That's going to take half an hour. Let's move on to some more important stuff before we return to the table. It's time to welcome our new advisors.
How do you know they won't attack here?
By the way, you can only take one specialization. This is Lizette, Commander Helene, and I don't even know how you would pronounce that. Vias Naxis.
Inquisitor, I heard a tapping. My skills are required.
And you are?
Speaker Vius Anaxas. I have come from Navarra as a voice for the dead. Welcome them, and they will serve your cause.
The Inquisition is open to any allies.
Warmth I do not often find. Thank you. I am of the Mortalitasi. We tend to those who have passed and revere their lives by honoring them in death. And when the living are threatened, we give the bodies of the dead physical purpose once more. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
What is a Mortalitasi?
We are the caretakers of the Grand Necropolis of Navarra. For the treasured relative, we usher a spirit of the Fade into the void of their mortal form. It honors them both. But when enemies threaten the living, we turn death into a weapon of war, instead of merely the result.
You're a mage who manipulates life. How is this not blood magic?
Blood magic consumes life. It tears at the living to manipulate and destroy. It is a cancer among our kind. We honor life by venerating the dead. We give their mortal form purpose. In combat, perhaps only for a few moments, but that is still more than they had. More than opposing you normally allows.
You're saying you can bring the dead back to life?
Of course not. The souls of our departed cross the Fade to be with the Maker. The body is left empty.
Then what is it that you do?
In the Grand Necropolis, we would usher in a displaced spirit of the Fade, eliminating imbalance. But this is war. Every battlefield has one thing in abundance: death. I turn the bodies of enemies into weapons against them. We do not manipulate the living. We make use of the dead.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
It is not for everyone. Yet we all reach beyond life. You have already killed many out of necessity. To stop at death is wasteful. Death can make allies of enemies. Death can rend the battlefield. Death can terrify.
People will fear me?
Don't you want to terrify? Fear means there are fewer to fight next time. Fear means lives are saved, if that is your concern.
Interesting. But that's not the specialization we're going to take. You can only take one specialization, unfortunately. And there is no way back.
I'm not committing to this yet.
So if you get to a point where you feel like, maybe I want to try out the other skill trees instead. Well, guess what? Too bad. You have screwed up your build. You will now have to restart the game. There are no resets. Not when it comes to skill trees and specializations anyway.
Hold and declare, Inquisitor.
What do you mean?
I ask your intent. I was summoned to oversee training, and I would know my charge. I am your commander in this matter, Commander Helene.
Thank you for coming, Commander Helene.
Commander will suffice, recruit. I teach the skills of the Knight Enchanter. It is a rank. It is a life. Understanding its hierarchy is the first step. You already know this. You were not made Inquisitor and then taught to lead. I will teach you how to rise to your place. How to join your warriors, spectral blade in hand. How to command the ranks while standing beside them. Are you ready?
Commander is a title I associate with human forces.
Knight Enchanter has roots in Elven tradition, but it has utility in every tradition. There are no borders for the mage who wields a spectral blade. There is respect, and there is fear.
Who granted your rank? What forces have you served with?
I cannot say.
Then how do I know you're capable?
You know because I have told you, and I will teach you the same authority.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
I cannot. Only you know if you are fit to lead with more than maps. Do you have the mettle to raise a blade in grand melee? To have your presence make heroes of your charges? This is a path for leaders. You tell me if you are worthy.
Honestly, the Knight Enchanter is the most OP specialization.
I can't commit to this yet.
It has everything you could possibly want. Survivability. It looks flashy as all hell. And I don't know. I guess you can be a mage with a sword. That looks cool, right?
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but I am committed to serve your worship.
And the last one.
Hello? Yes, hello. I am your trainer.
Yes?
I am your trainer.
You said that.
Good, because it has been a long journey. The cause is just, and if we don't start soon, you won't have time to learn. I am your trainer.
Thank you for coming to train me.
What? Oh yes, of course. You're welcome. Thank you. I was charged with studying the breach and the subsequent rifts to discover how they affected traditional disciplines. I was enthralled. So were the 19 others, I presume. They're dead. They learnt the power, but couldn't wield it. Rift Mage Inquisitor. The forces are incredible. And with training, you will be incredible. I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
You didn't mention your name.
I am your trainer.
That isn't a name.
It is what I am. I try very hard to remember that much. There is so much else to keep in mind. Understand, Inquisitor, that I have learnt it all very quickly, so you do not have to.
Who charged you with studying magic from the rifts?
The Mages Collective. I did not just say that. Yes, I did say it, and we're proud to help. We are nimble, we could move quickly and commit people to this rift magic. Many people. Their lives made it stable and safe. We're very proud.
The rifts were triggered by the breach. There's already a school of magic?
A school? No. Yes. Sort of. The holes in the veil flooded us with magic, and that can be used. It changed some rules, modified them, enough that the careless inverted themselves, old forces in new forms. Others will try, their results will vary, but you will have the best instruction. Because your trainer has already taken the risk. The price has been paid.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
You are the Inquisitor.
And?
You deserve power that casts your enemies aside with the abandon of a creative force, crushes them with your very will. That is the promise. Who better than you? You are the Inquisitor.
If this conversation sounds like a joke, it probably is.
No, I can't commit yet.
Anyway, in terms of rankings, I would probably put the Rift Mage at the very bottom. It's what Solus is, and I don't find it to be that cool. You'll get another Necromancer later on anyway. Well, I mean, you already have a Necromancer now if you choose to use them. And that is Dorian. Dorian comes equipped with a Necromancer class already. Where is it? Maybe he hasn't leveled up yet. That's probably it. Either that or you still need to unlock it. Not sure why it hasn't opened up yet. Maybe it's because we haven't befriended him enough. But yeah, Dorian's specialization is the Necromancer. He's pretty good. He's a great replacement for Solus in the future. I would rank Necromancy probably number 2 in terms of specializations. It's got some good sides and bad sides. Overall, I say it's about equivalent to the Rift Mage specialization. And already you can see how great the Rift Mage is. It'll be the exact same thing as it is for Solus, and it will be the same for you as well. So this skill tree here will be yours if you choose it. Since we already have a Rift Mage, it's going to be overkill if we have two. So, it goes Rift Magic 3, Necromancy 2. But of course...
Recruit, I await the completion of the first of your orders. Only then can you learn to command.
The Knight Enchanter is the most OP, and this is why it's ranked number 1.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
Then we will begin the simple steps, Recruit. And we shall see what heights you reach. You have a task, a simple construction. Go, learn, and return. Soon you will lead from the front. Soon you will command.
And yes, we have to construct our lightsaber. Where the heck can we get more lazurite?
I am at your service.
Maybe we can buy some here. No? Nothing? Let me see. Where can we get some lazurite? Lazurite. Where is it? Oh, I didn't even know that. It's apparently a real-life mineral. If you want to get more lazurite, you have to go to the Hissing Waste Resources operation table. Yeah, so go to the operations table and hit up the Hissing Waste. Otherwise, you'll have to head out into the Western Approach to grab more materials. So, who'd have thought? If we want to be a Jedi, we need power. We need power, and we also need to construct our own lightsaber. Let's go find the materials for that. Yeah, we're so close to hitting 800. It won't be long. In all honesty, though, it won't be our first time hitting 800 because we had some sort of bot situation back a couple weeks ago. We hit around like 930 something.
This morning.
But then, of course, those got deleted. All right, Cullen. I hope you're ready to do some work. This is how we're going to get more lazurite. I hope it doesn't take too long. I tried using macros for old school RuneScape at one point. Didn't really help as much as I thought it was going to.
The Arcanist has arrived?
You should see for yourself.
Hello there. Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
If there were no dwarves in this game, I would have figured her for a kid.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. The breach was pretty too. In a destroy everything sort of way.
You're not quite what I was expecting. You're a dwarven arcanist?
The only one? When you learn things everyone says you can't, you get to be the first. I don't need to tell you. I've looked at Harrod's devices. Precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking. No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
What is it you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the Smithcast. So the hammer and tongue, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment, and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyria is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. It drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks.
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Harrod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Another time, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right. Ready for anything, Inquisitor?
Why does it feel like that the writers for this game moved on to Diablo 4? They use nearly identical terms. Granted, this game came out like 10 years before.
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles. Wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
You mentioned a Grey Warden who helped you start your studies.
Not any Grey Warden. The Grey Warden. The hero of Ferelden is a hero in Orzammar, too. It's incredible that someone like the hero of Ferelden would stop to help the little people. Literally.
Warden affected you in a special way.
Talk to anyone, they'll say the same. It was a dark time. There was one light. He saved us. Saved me.
Your years of study have paid off.
Oh yes, the mages said I brought a valuable perspective. I've even presented my work to the College of Enchanters. I wanted an exchange. The Surface could learn about lyrium smithing, and Orzammar would gain knowledge of magic. But now there's no college. So far as the Shaper is concerned, we're castless. So you're getting my best work, Inquisitor. Let's make some great stuff.
You gave up so much. Left your home. Was it really that amazing?
Yes. I left my home and my family, but I just knew I could be more than a smith. I wish my people weren't stuck in the past, and I regret that my father couldn't imagine another life for me. But I don't regret what I did.
All right, rein it in. You have work to do.
Right, sorry. I get carried away when I think of it. Ready when you need me.
Oh, come to think of it, I think Dagna's origins were, well, way back in Dragon Age Origins. I think there was a quest where you had to rescue her or something, back when you visited Orzammar. That's why she mentions the Grey Warden. You played through that quest line where you rescued her and sent her to school to learn more about magic. Neat, right? That was like 5 years worth of writing in the making.
Ready for anything, Inquisitor.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Corypheus, my goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Vale. Also dwarves? We don't dream. So when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
What qualifies you to be an arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
You know, funny she should mention enchanting. I miss the first two dwarves who used to do this for us in the first two games. They were really minor characters, but they're very interesting to say the least.
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says, what you heard Corypheus say. It's a long chain of who said what. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things. Open, lock, switch. Some open one thing, some open everything. It sounds like Corypheus made it to open, but it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. It sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Do you want fire? The first ask is always fire. It's fire, isn't it? Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here, just like normal. Except it's not. It's manipulation of primal forces. And I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. Let's see together.
We're gonna get to see some very interesting combinations here. Alright, now how can we start crafting runes? Oh, right, over here. With Dagna now in our party, we can start crafting runes. I need runestones though. Shoot. No runestones. How shall we find these? Honestly, you should only go for the superb runestones. They're the best ones possible. If you want damage bonuses on enemy types, craft these. They are, however, one-time use. Once you slot them in, you cannot remove them. Be careful when using them, otherwise you'll end up wasting resources. I think I like samurais a bit more. I'm more familiar with samurais and Vikings. The best rune combination, I think, are fire runes with an electricity-based weapon. Otherwise, you can choose whichever one you want. Go nuts here. We have plenty of recipes, plenty of schematics. Anyway, moving on. Let's go find our friends. We're going to go back to the operations table. Hopefully, Cullen has unearthed a whole bunch of lazarite for us. "13 Assassins" is a good one. I mean, it's not necessarily an old school samurai movie, but you can definitely check out The Last Samurai. A bundle of documents at least 50 pages thick explains the trade agreement the Inquisition has entered into with the merchant princes of Antiva. Josephine has attached a note. Inquisitor. I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here is a duplicate if you wish to review it. I would put aside 3 days and 24 candles. What is that supposed to mean? But hooray, we got some gold and some influence. Cullen. Thank you for the lazarite. That is not enough. Let's send Cullen back over there.
Inquisitor.
Depending on who you send, you end up getting different resources. With Cullen, he's the one that ends up digging the lazarite. Of course, if you want Deathroot or a Vandal Aria, you can send the other advisors for that.
I had no idea Lady Beverly was one of your people. You might have told me before I embarrassed myself.
Where is Leliana? Nightingale. Cammering is dead. Fully armored. Locked in an inner room in his home, a knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as one in the first Hardin Hightown novel. Someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. Signed, Cooper. That leads to this mission over here. A copy of Hard in Hightown sits open on the table. Jevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Donan Brenikovich slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Jevlin looked almost relieved. No. Donan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20, and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Jevlin said, almost speaking Donan's thought out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. No one gets away with murder while we're on duty. Jevlin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof, Donan smiled. We bring her proof. Leliana has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate? Attempt to implicate Varric? Why and in what? Intrigues and mystery. It seems like Varric's not just a novel writer. He's also a target. Alright, who is best to send on this mission? Cullen can be sent. That leaves only Leliana and Josephine. It doesn't matter who gets sent here. They all lead to the same thing. Alright, so if an assassin killed a magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully.
Inquisitor.
We'll have to wait half an hour for this to get done. Sometimes when you have no other advisor to go out on your missions, this will show up as busy. So Josephine can be sent on this mission. Let's wait for the others to get back. Shoot, we need at least 20. With how things are going, we might have to wait a while. Since we're still waiting, let me go over to Crestwood. We need to find that other amulet of power for our Inquisitor. So let's finally start doing some exploration. We've been doing what? Resource management as well as housekeeping for the last 4 hours.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
This could help us.
It could. Where's the table? There is a growing need for covered wagons to transport goods back to the Inquisition. Well, here you go. We'll get some power for that.
Have news, sir.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
And another requisition. Inquisition propaganda. It has been proposed that the Inquisition combat rampant rumors by allowing scribes to create high-quality books telling the truth of the Herald of Andraste. Alright. We'll get that completed.
This might interest you, sir.
What else?
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Oh, after this, there isn't really anything. If you want to turn in these samples, feel free.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Yeah, those mineral surveys, those are repeatable. I recommend just doing them once and then moving on. Otherwise, you're just going to waste resources. It's kind of hard to say whether I would join the Inquisition or not.
Must be a way to get to the rift in the lake.
Maybe the locals will lend us a boat.
I mean, no matter what you end up doing, you're most likely going to be screwed. There's no happy ending for anybody here. Can I not? It's too slippery. Because if you join the Inquisition, you're mostly likely gonna die fighting. If you join the Grey Wardens, you are most definitely going to die. You could join the Templars and you'll probably end up dying as well. You could join the Mages and you'll probably end up dying as well. So basically there is no good option. Not if you want to live anyway. Let's go check out this area. Oh no, the dead are alive. Again. So who are these fine folks?
Thank you for your aid, Inquisitor.
Grey Wardens.
What are you doing in Crestwood?
Looking for another warden. Sir Logain. He's wanted for questioning. If you see him, I'd keep your distance.
What have you been told about this rogue warden?
Warden Commander Clarel ordered his capture. I can say no more than that. Maker willing, Logain will lay down his arms when we meet. I've no wish to fight the man.
Will you stay to fight the undead here?
My orders forbid it. Crestwood was only a detour. Is that all the aid we can offer these people? If the Inquisition can help, I beg you to do what you can. The villagers have already lost too many.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Sir,
If that name sounds familiar.
Our orders are clear. If we can't find Warden Logain, we return to the commander with all haste.
still don't feel right.
I know, but if I judge our orders rightly, harder decision.
None of those wardens mentioned a new leader. I don't think they're part of Corypheus's plot to seize the order.
Or some of the best liars I've ever seen. Nah, you're right. They're probably clueless.
I hope Hawk's warden friend has answers for us.
As I was saying, if that name Logain sounds familiar, it should. He was basically the villain in the first Dragon Age game. But instead of killing him, we made him join the Grey Wardens. You have the option to not just eliminate him, but you can execute him. But no, since I was being nice, we gave him a death sentence. His job was to join the Grey Wardens and die fighting. I'm surprised he lived for so long. I think, based on the timeline, it's been about 10 years since the events of the first game.
Undead, by the gate.
Ready when you are.
It's the Inquisitor. More of them on their way from the lake. Thanks for your help. I fear we haven't seen the end of these creatures.
Oh, hang on. My abilities here are screwed up. The mark of the rift will put over here. And then what happened to my energy bombardment? It goes there. And that's really all that I have. Sadly.
How many did we lose? No one this time. Did you see? The corpses are coming from where our Westwood used to be.
We gotta continue getting all these materials for so many of these fetch quests. I like the idea of Fable back when it was still new. Back when it was the only game of its type around.
A moment, Your Worship.
The thing is, I think other games have done it better. I thought we were supposed to talk to him. But yeah, other games of its type have done it better since then. But when it was brand new, for sure it was pretty interesting.
Why doesn't Judith live in the village while this is going on? Make her, if something happens.
Are you looking for someone named Judith?
Oh, was I speaking out loud? Judith lives outside the village. I asked her to hide here when the undead came, but she wouldn't hear it.
Why wouldn't she hide where it's safer?
Likes her space, she says. I told Judith my house was big enough. Me and the boy could sleep in the barn if she wanted room. She turned me down.
Good day to you.
And to you.
We are to check on Judith. I thought that guy over here wanted to talk, but what happened to him? He's not around.
Board up the windows, bring the animals into the barn. What else?
Maybe grab a weapon?
Mayor's pale these days. He doesn't know how we'll survive.
Crestwood is fighting a losing battle against all of these undead monsters. It's up to us to save them. However way we can. Let's try our best to loot up everything. Don't mind me, folks.
Harvest will be poor. It's not safe to work the fields.
What does it matter? There's no one to sell to.
There's a crumpled letter. Maybe we'll find Sin somewhere. There's a fast travel station. Give me that.
I'll come out when it's safe. Who is that anyway?
We have to save the village before he'll open the door.
Please! May I use your assistance?
Okay. What do you want? Or are you not gonna... Never mind. I thought he was gonna give us a quest.
I can count on one hand the number we've gotten since the trouble started. You're not a merchant, are you? We haven't seen one in months.
Have they been living under a rock? It seems like it. You'll have to forgive them. Too many undead here. The Anderfells. Supposedly in the next game we will be visiting that area. It's also home to the whatchamacallit. The main base of the Grey Wardens. And here's the mayor.
The Inquisitor. Oh, Mayor Dedrick of Crestwood Village. At your service, despite everything. Are you here to stop the undead?
We will, right? I mean, these people are terrified.
The undead are appearing because of a rift in the Fade. How can I get to it?
The light in the lake. It's coming from the caves below Old Crestwood. Darkspawn flooded it 10 years ago during the Blight. Wiped out the village, killing the refugees we took in.
I saw a dam. If we use it to drain the lake, I can get to that Fade rift.
Drain the... There must be some other way.
Your people are frightened, and they're tired. Let us help.
You'd have to evict the bandits in the old fort to use the dam. I can't ask you to risk your life.
Crestwood can't last much longer. I don't want to leave without doing what I can.
I suppose it must come to this. This key unlocks the gate to the dam controls past the fort. The rift must be in the caves under Old Crestwood. But, Inquisitor, I would not linger there.
Tell me about your village.
It's seen happier days. We farm what we can, trade with the merchants who travel the King's Road. We only want peace, your worship. It's all we've ever wanted.
What can you tell me about the bandits camped in the fort?
The highwaymen, thugs and thieves. They make a living raiding caravans on the King's Road. When the dead rose from the lake, the bandits killed the old gamekeeper and the fort and took it for themselves. We could have saved people if we'd been able to hide there instead of in our homes.
I'm surprised a town as small as Crestwood outlasted the Blight.
It was a close thing. The Darkspawn followed a band of refugees running from the Blight. Some of the refugees they were very ill. But we took them in. They perished when the Darkspawn flooded Old Crestwood.
How did Darkspawn manage that?
They found the dam's controls, wrecked them. All I remember is the refugees and villagers screaming as they drowned. And now,
They return to us.
Until later.
Of course.
Our mission now is to reach a dam, drain the swamp, and then we'll get to this, I suppose. Let's continue along our way. Now, where the heck is Logain? Yeah, based on what I've seen, that's the plan. For the new game, anyway. Crestwood was not in the first game, I think. Lothering, Denerim, Redcliffe were. But Lothering hasn't made an appearance in a long time. Not since the very first game, and it's been referenced in the second game as well.
You honor us, Inquisitor. I am Sister Vaughn. Does the mayor finally plan to drain the lake? I must find someone to retrieve the remains of those lost there.
Have I interrupted a funeral service?
We lost many friends in the first attack. There will be endless time to mourn. The fear is how many more will be added to the pyre.
You want to exhume the corpses at the bottom of the lake?
They were the Maker's children. Their earthly bodies deserve better than abandonment in a mire. A funeral service will help put living minds at ease.
It's been 10 years. You sure there's any bodies down there?
What did you mean by finally drain the lake?
The undead returned only after the light in the lake appeared. If we want to stop them, we must investigate. But the mayor sent no one at all. I fear he thinks that emptying the waters would unleash even more monsters on us.
Until later.
Farewell.
Well, you heard the lady. We will continue our way down here. Hang on, there's a rift over here that we can close up. How do we get to it? Well, it's time for exploration. Let's look for a way. This place isn't as bad as the Falomire. And it's not as hilly as the Storm Coast. In a lot of ways, it feels more like the hinterlands. It's not always a bad thing. And oh crap. It's one of those things. Let's stay alive, please. Now would probably be a great time if we could get some more shields up. That is one place over and dealt with. Hey, wait a minute. There's a cave over there. Let's check it out. More deep mushrooms. What the heck is going on down here? What was that sound? It's probably just a nug. You know, that normally doesn't sound safe. Keep out. Shoot. There's no way for us to go in from here. And of course we can't break this thing open. Somehow we're gonna have to find another way through. Right now, let me head back to Skyhold and check in on Cullen. I hope he's got more of that lazarite for us. The sooner we can get that done, the better.
He spent his life in the circle. Perhaps a tailored coat from Valrayo? He can't wear armor all the time.
He will appreciate the gesture, Lady Ambassador.
That's a polite way of saying he wouldn't like it, isn't it?
No idea who that is. Okay, Cullen. Crap. We still need to do one more of these. That means it's going to be another 12 more minutes before our
Enemies on rifts beyond reach of the Inquisition.
Yes.
lightsaber is done.
And it is not good.
Right, we'll come back to these as we can get to them. As you can see, we are now up to 14 lazarite. That leaves only, what? 6 left. When we come back next time, we will finally get that completed. Let's move our way down here. There's also this section as well. I don't know what's going on over here. Don't exactly have a map guide on hand at the moment. So we're just going to have to avoid that section for now. Okay. We can do a number of things. This right here, especially if we want to get that thing for our Inquisitor. But over here is the main story quest. Tell you what, we'll go in a clockwise fashion. This is where we're going.
Did you see how the Grey Wardens saved me from those corpses? They're amazing. I'm going to see if they're looking for recruits.
I can understand how someone might want to join the Wardens.
You're the Inquisitor. But yes, the Wardens are heroes. They saved me from those demons, your worship. With all that's happening, I'd like to help people the same way.
Grey Warden or no, the world needs more people with your courage.
Wardens will do anything to stop the blood. There is much to admire in that commitment, but much to be wary of as well.
Listen to him. Joining the Wardens isn't the best idea right now.
Yes, your worship. I'm sure there's something else I can do to help.
There we go. If you want an extra agent, talk Jaina into joining us. I forgot to mention that. Otherwise, she'll end up trying to join the Wardens. So, let me have a look real quick. I think she's the only agent here that we can recruit. Jaina. Yeah. If you want Jaina to join you, you have to use Solus. Otherwise, you'll need a perk. Well, that's cool, though. If you don't save her now, she'll die later on. Sadly. Listen to those of you who know better, Jaina. There's a dragon here, I guess. Where is that dragon? Maybe we might be able to fight it and kill it. Well, wherever it is, we're not prepared for it. I still need me that enchanter thing. Last time we went over to that side, but that happened to have nothing. We can't exactly travel this side. There's no path forward. What the heck, game? Where are we supposed to go? Maybe it's because we have to go clear out the village down over here before we can travel around and end up here. I'm going to assume that's the reasoning. In that case, let's head back. We're going to backtrack over here. Oh, and hey, I didn't check out some of these houses, did I? No, I did not. That's how you get over there. Before I rush up anywhere, let me make sure we cleared out this spot. I think the path down to the lake and the dam is over in this direction. Don't mind that yet though, because we still have cleaning up to do. Three possible pickups. No worries. Man, just strewn about the entire map are all these collectibles. If you want to continue making better and better equipment, make sure to pick it all up. No one's here. This place is empty. It sure is quiet over here. We already went down this side. Let's check out what's over here. Oh crap. The hell? Well, that blinded the hell out of me. It was just a flash of bright light next to me. Not cool, game. This is rather ominous. Why is there a pile of skeletons and a pile of skulls there? You can see the lake and the glowing green light down over there. We'll get to that area shortly. Right now, let me go ahead and check out this side. There seems to be a dock and a house over there. Harold. He's taking the boat over to Keldon's to drop off the first of the supplies. Those poor people, they never made it. Now if we hop and skip over, we can probably hit up that house. Don't try going over the water, it won't be possible. What's going on here? More loot. There's a message. There's no food coming in, but the undead are everywhere. This place has a very similar problem to the Falamire. I mean, we ended up replacing the swamp with a lake. Same stuff, same concept. That's all that we can find here. Let's head down this way. Oh, and Cullen's finally ready. Let's get our specialization. As much as I enjoy the concept of an open world game, I think this title takes that idea a little too far. But of course that was a response to the criticism of Dragon Age 2 where the maps were designed like Diablo. I mean, it was a valid criticism. The maps in Dragon Age 1 were unique. In Dragon Age Origins, I mean. There we go. Now we have enough to craft our lightsaber. A letter has arrived at Skyhold, addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Enclosed is an amulet of power. It's a little too late, though. It's meant for Varric. But having a spare isn't bad. If anything, if you screwed up the duplication glitch, you can get a second try here. There are reports of darkspawn activity on the Storm Coast. While the area is sparsely populated, the darkspawn pose a significant threat to travelers as well as to the Inquisition soldiers stationed on the coast. Should the darkspawn branch away from the region, villagers further inland may be at risk. Who do we want to send?
Have you heard anything? Not yet. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Josephine obviously can't take part in this one. It's down to Cullen or Leliana. It doesn't matter who we send. The rewards are still the same. Cullen will only take 9 minutes. Let's send him. He's better suited anyway because he commands the troops. The Darkspawn are emerging from underground. Our soldiers can sweep the area to determine where they're most concentrated.
All right.
Good idea, Cullen. Next one, power for a price. A formal document with impeccable filigree. It's time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of her influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls. Where they could not be engaged with plight or passion, they can be compelled through mercenary means. But there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, she need not curry influence. She can simply buy it. Sign the esteemed Ferris, the representative. Well, who do we want doing this? Leliana or Josephine? I mean, when it comes to politics, Josephine is always our right-hand lady. If we need to strike from the shadows, Leliana is better suited for that. Power for a price, who do we want? Surprisingly, Cullen can also take part as well. It doesn't matter who we send. Cullen will be the shortest one. But he's kind of busy. We'll send Liliana. I'm guessing we should probably send Liliana, or not Liliana, Josephine on this one. We have received a message from Orzammar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Harrowmont officially declared his support for the Inquisition. The Dwarven storyline was fascinating in Dragon Age Origins. You can choose to be either a commoner or a noble from the dwarf side. And they're two sides of the same coin. I think if you go the noble route, you end up being the... I wouldn't say king, but... Actually, no, never mind. You end up as the king's brother. And then if you choose the commoner, well, the commoner doesn't have a unique origin. Sadly, though, if you don't choose... Well, actually, no. If you choose to be the noble, you get betrayed by your brother. Or is it uncle? I forget who exactly it was. For this one, only Josephine is available. I would advise sending a delegation to Orzammar as soon as possible to cement this alliance. You have a choice here, though, if you were to construct your own origin or your own history. Harrowmont is one side. I think Bellin is the other side. And Bellin is the brother that betrays you.
Inquisitor.
With that already set up, let us continue. Time to construct our lightsaber, and I need to refocus my skill points. Where's the table? No, not that. Where the heck is the requisition table? Well, shoot, it's not here.
What's with scalding? No fun.
Well, as long as we're here, let me go ahead and pick up an amulet. We're gonna need this anyway. Make sure to buy one. Now, the requisition table should be somewhere over... Should be over here, but what's this over here?
Fertile ground, even here. This hold has everything.
Oh, I forgot about this area. This is the courtyard.
Inquisitor, Elan Vemar. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
I look forward to working with you.
And are you? I wasn't sure what to think of you people, but recent events have put those doubts to bed. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must. Inquisitor.
I take it you're a city elf, not Dalish?
It's not a useful identifier. I am an elf. I was raised away from the Dalish. No, I do not know their customs. I'm sure that much was immediately obvious. It's of little concern. I have skill enough to be evaluated by what I can do. My associates appreciate my work.
I'm a little saddened that the city elves have been brushed aside in more recent Dragon Age games. They used to be quote-unquote slaves in the first game, and they lived in places called alienages that are also another name for ghettos. Nowadays, they seem to be doing just well. I mean, no better or worse.
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
We are well supplied, and I foresee only better to come.
Are there others who could come to Skyhold?
They are helping now. I have contacted many of our finest, and their influence is not inconsequential. They are not, shall we say, prone to take the field, but we will be well supplied.
Yo, what's up, Chalana? Thanks for dropping in.
Where did you receive your training?
I studied with Adan after he left the service of the King of Ferelden. Well, when the king was no longer there to serve. Our College of Associates tends to meet informally. I've since been fortunate enough to serve various heads of state. They are all as good as another, truth be told. My skills and contacts are better suited to more imminent need.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
So did you know this game had farming? You can plant seeds over here and get materials. It's very useful for getting some of the more rare things around here. That way you don't have to go around and continue farming these. Useful if you want to upgrade all your potions and whatnot. Actually, speaking of which, I need something for one of our quests. I think it's this thing. It's going to be a while until we can harvest these. I seem to have missed out on one. I have no idea what this missing plant is. Oh well. Moving on.
You get a title, I get the boot. I see how it is. I mean, thanks for my life. Pleased to serve.
Segred doesn't seem too happy here. Poor guy.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
I remember our talk out there, before we found Skyhold. It wasn't just the Maker who put me on this path, was it?
The Inquisitor could never have been Cassandra, or Liliana, or me for that matter. We are too political, too tied to the Chantry and all its failings. But I did not make you stand against Corypheus. I did not make you risk death to save the people of Haven. Only you could be the Inquisitor. I only pray the power of the Inquisition is enough.
I'll do my best to earn this.
You earned this in Haven. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, Was there anything else?
Can you tell me anything about Corypheus?
I know nothing of the man personally, but the Chant of Light speaks of what he claims to be. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods."
That was one of the old gods speaking in their dreams?
Yes, Dumat as I understand it. In secret, they worked magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way.
It sounds like what happened with the breach.
Very similar, Inquisitor. Above them, a river of light. Before them, the throne of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet, the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth.
Corypheus said he found only chaos and corruption.
The Chant of Light says that it was beautiful until the Maker himself spoke. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world.
Corypheus seemed so certain that he heard nothing. He described it as dead whispers.
Bitterness, perhaps? He paid a high price for his crime. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime.
Walking bodily in the realm of dreams is exactly what Corypheus said he did. But the mark, could it be related to the mark I bear?
I cannot say. Perhaps Andraste saw clearly and we misinterpreted her words. It was always taught that the mark they bore was the shape of Darkspawn. Bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men. That is all I know of your adversary, Inquisitor.
Some of the Chant of Light describes what we've seen and what Corypheus said, but not all of it.
The Chant of Light is the work of mankind. We of all people must accept that mankind is fallible. Listeners may have misheard one of Andraste's songs. Just one word sung incorrectly could change everything. And how many verses were stricken or changed for foolish political reasons, like the Canticle of Chartan. Still, I would trust these words over any spoken by Corypheus. I hope they help you.
I mean, how well do you trust religion? Then again, do you trust the words of the very devil himself?
Your worship.
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
How are our forces at Skyhold doing?
Still in shock, for the most part. To see Haven destroyed so soon after the Conclave. You saved many, but still lives were lost. And traveling through the wilderness did not make treating injuries easier. For all that, though, more people arrive every day. Some are refugees, but others want to help. Your Inquisition is growing. I pray you use it wisely.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
You have done much for the refugees in the hinterlands. Many who would have starved or frozen owe you their lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Farewell.
Farewell.
We have a lot of cleaning up to do. So, this area we did not check out yet. Bride of the Maker. Andraste is considered the Bride of the Maker. I find that kind of strange. In this game, Jesus is considered God's wife.
Your worship, I suppose.
Wilbur. Oh, it's a letter from his mom. Your name is Wilbur Quigley. Why are you ashamed, Wilbur? Poor guy. Getting lectured by his mom. Alright, let's move on.
Elan's good. My best.
Yeah, Dawn doesn't work for us any longer. That's all for the courtyard for now. Alright, that's how you get in there. Now let's see. Where the heck is our requisitions? Here we go. Oh no. We need the way of the Knight Enchanter. Well, how do we get this?
Of course. Another time.
Alright, we have only to collect the writing on Knight Enchanter methods. How do we get this? The game is not showing us. Maybe we're supposed to speak to one of our advisors. Don't worry about fall damage here. It doesn't affect us.
Recruit, I await the completion of the first of your orders. Only then can you learn to command.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
You have your instruction, Recruit. Return when you have completed your task.
Okay, never mind. How do we get the writing on the Knight Enchanter? Oh, never mind. It can be found next to Vivian. Very fitting because she's our only Knight Enchanter in the party.
Inquisitor.
Let's take a quick trip. We're going to go upstairs. Ignore everything here. No, I didn't see the movie. And yes, I did hear that it flopped bad. I mean, I was kind of expecting that. There was no way it was ever going to be any good. Now over here, where the heck is it? There it is.
Do you need something, my dear?
The Way of the Night Enchanter. Supposedly, the biggest issues with the movie weren't necessarily because it was live action or animated. It was just overall writing. Like, one of the main takeaways I got from it was that Kevin Hart really didn't do much to add to the movie. Neither did Tiny Tina and Tannis.
I await your return, Inquisitor, as do the spirits of those we have lost or caused to be lost. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
I'm not committing to this yet.
Recruit, I await the completion of the first of your orders. Only then can you learn to command.
Wait. Oh, never mind. Now I can craft the thing.
I can't commit to this yet.
It's really sad, though. They had tons of money for that budget, but failed spectacularly on the execution. I mean, for one thing, another criticism I heard about it was that it didn't really do much about one of the main draws to the game, which was the fact that there's a ton of guns. And so you have a movie that's supposed to be a comedy movie, but without any guns in the movie. Like, that's the main reason why any of us play the games in the first place. It's a looter game. So you have a movie that's supposed to be about a looter game that doesn't have anything to do with loot or guns. And so all you have left is the characters, and the characters aren't really interesting to begin with. Let's go ahead and craft this thing. Knight's Enchanter learn to manifest their will as a physical blade. But first they craft a hilt. It must be as sturdy and powerful, for within is bound a willing spirit that will weave mana into a blade that can wink in and out of existence and never break. It may not be the weapon they will fight with afterward, but its construction teaches them much.
I hope it helps.
Now that we have our lightsaber, let's go back and talk to our advisor. I heard not even Jack Black could save the movie. Apparently, if you don't really play the games, Claptrap's personality can come across as very grating.
You have completed the order, learned something of my way. A small step. Now you must choose to commit to the role, to the burden of command. Are you willing?
Yeah, he probably was looking for the paycheck. I think I read a story that the actress that played Lilith, she only took on the role because it was during COVID and she didn't have anything better to do. And that actress has won multiple awards in the past anyway, so it's not the fact that she can't act. Let's commit to the Night Enchanter.
I'm ready to listen and learn, Commander.
Then you are a recruit no more. All will see your rightful place. Come, the battlefield awaits. Night Enchanter.
Sweet. You can still take on the quest for these characters, but you can't do anything with them. Or actually, no, never mind. No, I don't think that's the reason. I mean, I've been playing the games, and you guys can see how gory it is. They went for a PG-13 rating to make sure as many eyes can see the movie. And it was directed by Eli Roth. That guy was known for making some pretty gory movies anyway. I don't understand why they ended up going with a PG-13 rating. It's a game that's heavily all about guns and gore. And the gore is supposed to be on the funny side, so they didn't do anything with that. Here we go. Now we can start using the Knight Enchanter class. Yeah, they took the wrong takeaways when making that movie. Not really. It's an M-rated game for sure. But it's basically just Diablo. Diablo with guns. A Mad Max style Diablo with guns. Well, for whatever reason, they didn't go with Mad Max and went for something else entirely. Alright, let's start with upgrading our Spirit Blade. This is the main route that we want to take. So go over here, grab up Fade Shield over here. If you have the points, maybe go for a Fade Cloak as well. This is also pretty good. Take Decloaking Blast. I mean, this one's okay too, since you're always in some enemy's face. Disruption Field. Never mind, I don't think we want to take this one. Don't worry about the focus ability here, it's no good. Not going to worry about that for now. Let's take Barrier and Elegant Defense. Is it Elegant Defense or the other one? No, it's this one. And then we don't really have to worry about maintaining our barrier any longer. Whenever we attack using the energy sword, we're always going to get it back. Let's pick up these for now, and then I'm going to pick up Immolate. Alrighty then. Let's continue back with Crestwood. At least with Diablo, you have a very entertaining story behind everything that you're doing. Borderlands, less so. You have to pay attention to it in order for it to mean anything. And frankly, that hasn't mattered since maybe the second game. Which was like 2 games ago. or 3 games ago. I'll be honest, the story in Borderlands 3 is not very good. The best story in Borderlands is still Tales from the Borderlands. And then a close second is Borderlands 2. Oh, by the way, let me go ahead and reset this. Yeah, the Telltale version is the one you want to check out if you are interested in the story. Granted, it's not one for one. Let me set that to circle. Yeah, just stick with the basic Spirit Blade. Maybe later on, if you have the opportunity, grab Defending Blade. But just having these skills by itself is good enough. Oh, right. This over here. Fade Cloak is extremely useful. Always make sure to keep that one up. Let me throw this one over here, and then this one can go right about, yeah, over there. Oops, wrong one. We can go invisible now. We can use our lightsaber. Why is my equipment not on? The heck? We should have had our armor on. Yeah, that looks good. Finally. We can start using our build as intended. Also, if we want to, stay invisible, we can. If you want to hide out. I'll probably wait until the movie comes to streaming services to watch it. Maybe it might be worth watching by that point. Who knows? Well, on the plus side, maybe this will make the developers release Borderlands 4 even faster. Just to save face. Also, another thing, they decided to make Tiny Tina like a main part of the movie as well. But you don't really have Tiny Tina without her voice actress. The whole reason why Ashley Birch is... The whole reason why Tiny Tina is as popular as she is because of Ashley Birch. Without her, man, it's hard to say. Would the movie still be interesting without her? apparently not. And I guess the role of Tiny Tina, too, is not as interesting without her. We have to clean the keep before we can go in there. Right, we were supposed to storm the keep and knock out everyone inside. Let's do that.
There's the keep the mayor talked about, and the bandits.
Archers on the ramparts. Good defenses. They'll be hard to pry out.
There's a road leading to this area. What if I continue over here? Anything cool over here? I mean, barely. There is something we can claim over here. The bandits are just across the way, so I can keep an eye on those bastards. I've managed to take back some of the supplies they stole from that traveling merchant. They didn't even see it coming, but I'm not afraid. If they want to fight, they can come and get me. I wonder, does this cave extend all the way back to the other side? It must be. Oh, hey, it's this guy. He's probably the one who wrote the letter.
You just move along. We don't need any trouble.
Interesting. They're not going to fight us. But they're most likely smugglers. What's there to walk to? Never mind. It's a dead end. One of these days I'll get back to playing Borderlands 1 and show you guys how non-existent the story is. It's all about the loot. Also, apparently they didn't really go into depth about explaining the sirens in the game. Or, not the game, the movie. Which, how do you do that? I mean, Lilith is a siren. And the sirens are pretty important to the overall lore. Pretty much almost every important female character in the game has been a siren. Let's break this down. Okay, never mind the fact that our barrier is decaying so bad. Let's focus on what we can do with our character. We're probably not going to survive, huh? Alright, looking good. We're not dying at least. Good, good. Let me gather all this loot first before we go further. In order to play the Knight Enchanter, you have to take on a bit of a risky role. But eventually we're going to get to a point where we can self-sustain. The barrier especially. How do we get up here? It's probably not possible yet, is it? Well, before we head in deeper, let me just clear out this right over here. This is very morbid, but I will claim the gallows. That ought to do it. Those smugglers should have chosen a better side. Alright, let's continue inside the keep. If you're finding yourself being targeted too much, turn on the invisibility. Oh, no, you don't. This would be a lot easier if I had access to my other skills. And the right equipment as well. Not bad. No one's dying at least. And few of us are getting hurt at all. We can climb up there if we want to go forward. Or we can continue along this path. This is the long way around. But don't worry, this is where the fun begins. Crap, more archers. Let's go this way. If we go through the ladder, they're going to be able to target us before we have a chance to arm ourselves. Plus, it takes too long for everyone to get up. You can bypass archers like this. Just make sure you stay invisible. Thank goodness the barrier is holding up.
I think that's all of them.
It'd be a shame to let this place go empty. The Inquisition could make good use of it.
Perhaps we can. Well, in that case, let's claim it for ourselves.
Nice work. Crestwood will breathe easier with the bandits gone.
We should drain the lake. The mayor said the dam controls were through the fort.
In order to find the controls, we need to head back down. But we do have a number of other activities to check out.
Here. The mayor said the dam controls were through this gate.
Now wait, before we go down there.
Welcome, Inquisitor. My name is Charter. Leleana's eyes and ears, especially in this place. I'll have some information for you once my man Butcher finds us. He's running late.
Did Sister Nightingale tell you why she wanted agents here?
We lie on the main road between Denerim and Valroyo. Couriers stop here all the time. For what they're paid, some have surprisingly loose tongues.
When's this spy named Butcher supposed to arrive?
Half hour ago, by the south gate. I hope he's only delayed. Butcher's last message swore he had secrets for us worth 10 times his weight in gold.
What's happening in Crestwood?
The roads are nearly deserted. Too many undead keep rising from the lake.
What's happening in Crestwood?
The roads are nearly deserted. Too many undead keep rising from the lake.
I should be going.
Another time.
Butcher is missing. We'll have to find him later. Right now, we have to go down over here. And over here as well. On the flip side, though, if you need to do anything here, everything is now available. It's another shortcut if you want to come back. Plus, free healing. You can't get any better than free healing. Right, this place over here. Let me go check that out first. If we can. Maybe not from this side. The way forward is down over there.
That building on the dam must be where we can open the floodgates.
Yeah, the floodgates. Let's go fix that up, shall we? Man, the train here is creepy as all hell. There are enemies around here. Stay on guard. once we release the water, we can finally go down into that lake.
What in?
Ah, wonderful.
The Inquisitor? We didn't know you were here, sir. Please don't tell anyone.
How did you get past the guards?
There weren't any when we got here.
We just heard you killed the bandits, your worship. We didn't know you were moving in, we promise. You won't tell people we were here, will you?
Instead of manning the dam, they were here on a romantic getaway. You had one job.
My lips are sealed.
Oh, thank you. Lonnie's mum and dad would have had my head. We'll have to wait an hour to go back. Your father will still be up.
I knew this was a mistake.
We could try the caves.
You hate spiders.
You find somewhere next time.
Well, there is that one cave that we were down in earlier. Too bad there were, bandits over there. Or smugglers. How am I looking on inventory space? Nah, I think we're fine. Let's keep going. The First Blight, Chapter 1. I wish we had the time to read all through these entries about the Blights. They're so fascinating to me. I think the lore behind the Blight is as interesting as maybe the lore in Game of Thrones. Speaking of which, I still need to finish Season 2 of House of the Dragon. There's a menu here. They got ale, cold ale, wine, brandy, bread and cheese, turnip and mutton pie, fish, stew, chicken wings, and steak. Wait, what? The wings are really chicken and the steak is really wyvern? I mean, cool, I guess. Anywho, forget about all that. Here's how we can release the water.
The mayor said Darkspawn destroyed these controls 10 years ago. Who repaired them?
Good point. Ask the mayor.
Something's fishy. Obviously, the mayor must be lying. Well, now that we've cleared that out, we can head down into...
Let's try not to get eaten, shall we?
Wait, what? Oh. There's a dragon. Well, you know what that means. We have a future fight coming up. If you thought the first dragon fight was difficult, wait until we get to the next one. It's only going to get worse from here on out. Especially because the later dragons are higher level. Well, the way forward to this has now opened. I don't think we'll be able to reach the other thing over there yet. In order to get to that one, we have to go underneath the water. Fun times await. Not bad. Also, I thought I picked up a new weapon. Blackwall, that is not as good as your current weapon. Is this finally it? No, not yet. Still trying to figure out where that amulet of power is at. It should be further up ahead. Let's get this over with. Also, I think we're over-leveled for this area.
Magic somewhere nearby.
There is elven magic everywhere. Now, where is the village?
Functioning again.
Apparently not here. The heck? It's got to be somewhere around here. Oh wait, never mind. This is how we get to Crestwood. It's going to be over here. Never mind. I'll come back to this later. I want to at least get the Amulet of Power tonight. That way, when we come back later next time, we won't have to worry anymore about upgrading powers and leveling up. Seeing as how we've lowered the water line, we can finally move in. This right over here is Old Crestwood.
So this is Old Crestwood.
Smell just hits you, doesn't it?
I can feel the weakness in the veil even above ground. Spirits are being called here like moths to flame.
There are the bodies. We gotta continue searching. I thought there were going to be undead here. Guess not. Mostly rotten wood. No enemies.
These spirits must have come through the rift.
They drift, wandering. It's fortunate the rift did not warp them into demons.
There they are. I feel like that mare has a lot of explaining to do. Maybe it wasn't because of the darkspawn. Maybe he had his own selfish intentions for flooding the village. It tastes like burning. Hey, isn't that a Simpsons reference? Funny you should mention Cyberpunk. I have not played it at all.
You there! I order you to tell me why nothing here heeds my commands.
A lost spirit. This should...
Silence. Let the other one talk.
Are you a spirit or a demon?
Demon? Those dolts who would suck this world dry. I am called to higher things.
All powerful spirits represent something. Compassion, justice, wisdom.
Soft virtues. I am more. I am command.
Possibly.
What of you? I felt your coming. Is there something alike in us?
I think there must be.
I knew it. Make your armies ready. Cleave to your loyal servants. You will need them all.
What's so distressing about the real world?
It ignores me. I order the rocks to part, but they do not. I bid the sky draw close, and it stays still. I don't know how you mortals stand it.
Why haven't you gone back to the Fade?
I will not be denied. I refuse to leave until something obeys my orders.
Spirits are your expertise, Solus.
Then tell me why nothing here changes.
This realm follows different rules from the Fades. Will alone cannot overcome what you see.
Then what's the point of it?
A solid form is both shackle and strength. It affects more than you imagine.
Why haven't you gone back to the Fade?
I will not be denied. I refuse to leave until something obeys my orders.
Maybe we can help you out then?
Then I feel compelled to help you. I pledge myself to your service.
Excellent. I have only one command. A creature made of rage had the gall to chase me across the lake. Destroy it in my name and be rewarded.
Simple enough request. The rage demon might threaten others as well.
I've heard worse orders.
Simple enough. We shall do as it commands. I'm still trying to see if we can find that thing. Where the heck is it?
I believe
Should be around here somewhere. What's this? This is not an artifact. It's just more wine. No problem. But yeah, I've never felt the urge to play Cyberpunk. I mean, it seemed interesting when it came out, but then once I took a look at what kind of gameplay features it had, it didn't really entice me to explore any further. What's over here? Never mind. I'm not going to wander off too far from the village. We're still trying to find that amulet of power that's somewhere around here. There's no way forward from here.
I believe I sense one of the artifacts of my people.
Yeah, one sec. It's definitely not here. Where the heck is it?
Good. That should help strengthen the veil.
That's not the Desire Demon, is it? No, never mind, it's the Rage Demon.
We could ask him.
Yeah, this is the mayor house. Yeah, the mayor's house, excuse me. What is going on here? The work you ordered is done. Do what you want. I'll be in the hills trying to forget it. Signed, Robert.
A letter from Crestwood's mayor. Damp, legible.
How is this still legible if it's been down here all this time? Mayor Dedrick. Gee, I wonder if someone sacrificed a town here. Raquel's first. There's a cave, and we didn't grab the bodies yet. Let me find that first. We should have been done with this. Where are those bodies? Maybe it's up over here. There seems to be a cave somewhere over here.
Where does this lead?
Hang on, let's open up this shack. Oh wait, never mind. This leads underneath and over to that one place. Well, it's flooded all right.
Come on, let's find that Fade Rift.
You lead. I always get turned around underground.
Look at this. How deep do these caves run?
This barely helps. Oh man, why is it so dark? It really is pitch black. Stormheart. I think that's a new stone. How the heck do we get around to that? Well, if we follow the stone wall... There it is. That could be a way forward, or it'll just be a way for zombies to find us. Oh wait, never mind. It is a dead end. You don't want to fall down there. That way leads to death. Instead, walk around, follow the path, and keep lighting the braziers. These torches ought to lead the way down. Hopefully. It's hard to tell where exactly we're going. I see more dead bodies. Where are they? Oh great, the spare demons. Solus needs to work on his AoE striking abilities. So far, he hasn't really been using the good stuff. I agree. Some of the ghosts around here look pretty weird and freaky looking. They're not exactly pretty looking. That's for sure. This goes down even further. What's over here?
Bodies? Were people living down here when Old Crestwood flooded?
Poor bastards, I'm going to have nightmares just thinking about it.
Yeah, about that. Why would there be bodies down here? This place was all underwater.
Dwarven ruins down here.
Looks like an old outpost. What's it doing here?
The dwarves built well. Their runes still sing.
This is not good at all. And that is one huge demon over there.
Here, let me try.
Let's kill the demon first. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Varric, open it up. Get out of the way. Come on, Varric. Paragons known and lesser known. Unlike Diablo, there are no points associated with paragons. Paragons are heroes in dwarven culture. If you want to know more about this, pause the video. The lore behind this was better explained in Dragon Age 1 and 2. The dwarves don't really figure much into the story of Dragon Age Inquisition. Not unless you're doing the DLC. Let's heal up Solus just in case. Now about this. There we go. That wasn't so bad. I see another door over here, but that can't be opened. Something's around here. It's never good when you can hear whispers in the dark. There's a breach.
I can do that.
Yes, you can. What's over in here? Seems like a dead end. Oh, but hey, more treasure. Grab the mosaic piece over there, and I see another treasure chest. Guess that's about it. Something about the lighting down here looks eerie and creepy as hell. There's probably a boss battle over there, huh? There's nothing over here. Looks like some sort of dining hall. With lots of dwarven statues.
These ruins seem endless. How far to the surface?
I feel a draft. There must be a way out nearby.
Oh, in that case, if there's a way out, then let me return back to the other room. Before going in there, let me make a save.
By the rift, demons!
Oh no, demons. What else could there be here? This isn't so bad. There's a third wave.
Oh, sods.
Well, this is kind of rare. We normally don't have to fight this many. Thank goodness for OP allies. And a fourth wave. On Nightmare, this would be, well, a nightmare. That's everything. Crap.
Spirits possessing the dead will plague Crestwood no more.
Let's tell the mayor.
Well, there goes our inventory. We're full up on everything. Guess we gotta start destroying stuff. Silver swords can go. Merkel's first. That can go. One-sided blade, let's destroy that. Sweet. Now we're up to level 14. And that means... let's get this over here. A remaster of this game might be out of... it might be not in the cards. Seeing as how EA is the main developer of this game, well, publisher anyway, and BioWare is busy, you probably might not ever see a remaster. Mass Effect was like one of the few instances where we got to see a remaster from BioWare. I think that might be due to the fact that, well, they're trying to generate interest in Mass Effect again. Plus, Mass Effect was one of BioWare's biggest moneymakers during the time period when it was still popular. Is this the way out? It might be. Hang on. Let me go look around over here first.
There's an elven artifact nearby.
You don't say.
That should help ward off demons.
I never did find that amulet of power. Ah, crap. Hang on. You know what? We have a whole bunch of valuables that I don't need to carry around. That should be good enough. There should be something valuable around over here, but I don't see it. Weird. It must be inside the wall or something. It's definitely stuck inside the wall. Maybe it's on the other side. This is all starting to look a little confusing. Oh, but hey, we're getting somewhere. That's the way out. Hang on. There's got to be something down over here, right? No, that's the same spot.
Nugs seem to like it down here.
I bet. Ever tried raised nug on elf fruit? It was my brother's favorite when we were growing up. Tastes moldy and dry at the same time.
Those poor things. Yeah, never mind. I guess this is the way out. Let's go ahead and leave. I need to clean up my inventory, and then we need to head back to Crestwood. I never did get to find what I was looking for, sadly. Now hold on. You might think to yourself, we can just fast travel out of here, right? Don't do that. Not yet, anyway. Why shouldn't you? Well, remember that gate that we were trying to get past the first time around? Grab that and whatever's in this. And of course this. why are we always running out of room? This is what I mean. Pull the lever. And now we have our exit. Look familiar now? It leads back to this cave. Let me go find a place to sell off all of our goods, and then we'll come back to this. We'll check out the mayor, and then after we wrap up that quest, we will end our session. Well, maybe not. I still need to find those bodies. I don't want to end things with the mayor prematurely because we might get locked out of something.
No one knows who he really is.
Time to sell some goods. This stuff for sure. Any equipment that you don't need. That should be good enough, right?
They never do. You don't understand.
I'm going to hold off on selling anything else because we still need to do some research and get rid of our inventory things. Let's go over here first. Let me have a look real quick and see where that amulet of power is.
Nothing to report, sir.
Okay, never mind. It's in a locked village in Crestwood. Probably that same one that was locked over here. That's the one. Interestingly enough, after you've cleared out the lake over there, the weather changes. It's no longer dark and dreary any longer. Instead, everything's bright and cheerful. Presumably because you cleared out all the evil spirits here. Now, I still have to find those dead bodies. Dang it. Where are they?
Yes?
Why haven't you gone back to the Fade?
I will not be denied. I refuse to leave until something obeys my orders.
I should leave.
Off with you, then. Yes?
The rage demon in the caves is dead, as you commanded.
I had no doubts. Now that my sovereignty has been respected, I can depart this unchanging nightmare. Your reward. Use it well.
A spirit such as that could not leave here until it had proven its nature.
Cool. We now have an extra amulet of power. Which one is this for? Coal. Not exactly the one I was expecting, but that's cool. Since all the ghosts and spirits are no longer here, we have to contend with the wildlife. Where the heck is the dead body? Maybe it's over here. Let me check out that house over here. No, never mind. We're definitely outside Crestwood. It's got to be around here. Come on. Let me see. Homecoming. Who exactly is coming home? Alright, the locations are as follows. There should be one on the first house on the right. Maybe I missed that one. The heck? That's not it. So if you're coming into the village, the first house on the right should be right about over here. Yeah, we got those already. The house on the right when exiting the mayor's house. That means it's going to be over here. Oh, there we go. That's the last of that quest. Also, these lore books, I should have read all these, but they actually give you a solid explanation for why everyone ended up in those caves. It seems Dedrick moved them into the caves. Why that happened remains to be seen. Anyway, now that we're done with that over there, let's go meet up with the mayor. He owes a solid explanation for why everyone died. We'll clear things up with the mayor.
What do you mean the mayor's gone?
Apparently the mayor's not here. There's a letter. It's a letter of confession. It was not Darkspawn that opened the dam and flooded old Crestwood 10 years ago. I did, in secret, the night they attacked. The undead you have been fighting are people I killed with my own hands. We'd taken in refugees from the Blight. Many were ill. We moved the sick to the lower part of Crestwood and the refugees into the into the caves to stop the disease from spreading. It didn't work. One confessed he'd seen blight sickness before. It was always fatal. When the darkspawn attacked, I knew the only way the village would survive is if the blight sick drowned with the monsters. I cannot bear the sight old Crestwood now that the water is gone. I cannot stay. I'm sorry.
A letter of confession from the mayor. It says he was the one who flooded old Crestwood 10 years ago to stop the blight from spreading.
I knew he was nervous about more than the undead.
That sorry bastard. He left before he could get caught.
Turns out the mayor was a huge asshole. And a coward. He killed all the villagers just to save his own hide. Too bad about the villagers inside the caves. That's why they're all dead. And here it is. This is the amulet of power for the Inquisitor. Well, that's all that we're probably gonna do tonight. Oh wait, forgot to turn the other quest. Let me turn that quest and we'll be done with this tonight. We are only halfway done with this section. We still have to defeat the dragon and we have to meet up with Logain wherever he is. Thankfully the road forward isn't as bad any longer.
As the moth sees light and goes... Your worship.
I've already found the remains of the people who died in Old Crestwood.
That's it, untrusting. I didn't imagine you'd look yourself. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. It is all too rare these days. I will prepare the bodies for cremation.
There's a funny term for when it's raining and it's sunny out. I forget exactly what it is. But yeah, that's going to be it for the first half of Crestwood. It's not going to be much longer. Crestwood is a very small map compared to the others. It's like what? 20% of the hinterlands, basically? Anyway, let's return to Skyhold. I'm going to make a save here. And I'll do the dupe glitch later on tomorrow. I think we had a very good, productive session today, or tonight. I can't wait until we start wrapping up even more areas. Don't forget, we're due for another dragon fight soon. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Share the video and subscribe to our channel. If you have missed out on any of our previous play sessions, make sure to check out our playlist. Or if you want to see more content from us, hit up our playlist. Excuse me, not our playlist. hit up our channel. Follow us at twitter.com/LunarlightGames. Over there you'll find deals, discounts, as well as news stories about the gaming world, as well as the odd giveaway we run from time to time. Check out the pinned post for more information, or hit up our hashtag LunarlightVault. I'll be posting a new giveaway for High on Life tomorrow morning, or later this morning. Keep an eye out on that one. It'll end in 10 days. If you'd like to support our channel financially, or if you'd like to help sponsor our giveaways, you can do so by dropping a donation over at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. The link will always be posted later on this video anyway. But if you guys don't have a dollar to contribute, don't worry about it. You can still support our channel in other ways, one of which, just watch the videos. That's the most important way. Don't forget to follow us at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames. And hit the notification bell across all of our platforms to get updates as soon as they're made available, or to catch whenever we go live. That's going to be all for tonight. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. For now, take care, and we'll see you guys again in the next session.